just take your jumper off. You can take it off. You obviously have a t-shirt on underneath. So you guys have been asking for a really long time for me to do a list of my top 10 Irish television shows. And last week in my Google Hangout with Patreon, they asked for it again. And I just can't say no to my patrons, because they're all lovely humans. The main reason I've been slightly reticent to do it is I worked in the industry. I'm always harping on about how small Ireland is. Harp, it really is terribly small, and when you consider an industry as small as the TV industry, everybody kind of gets to know each other sooner or later. So I feared my opinions might be a little biased, and I also feared the ramifications if I said I didn't like somebody or something.
And then I thought, screw it. Sure, when's the last time you gave me a decent job anyway?
This video could also be called How Diane Shot Herself in the Foot and Never Worked in the TV Industry Again. Anyway, when I was compiling this list, I realised there are just a ton of different types of TV shows. So I'm going to start with kids television shows. We also have soaps, dramas, quiz shows. The list goes on. Tell me in the comments what you want to see me do a top 10 of. I thought I'd compare Irish television shows to their American peers, and we'll see how we get on. So away we go. I thought we'd start the list by comparing two anthropomorphic characters. What kind of weird mind personifies a non-human entity?
In other news, I ate 5 treats today. All around me are familiar faces.
So we're gonna start by comparing Irish television show Bosco to Sesame Street. Bosco was an Irish puppet who lived in a box and was apparently genderless, but I didn't know that till I was grown up. I just assumed Bosco was a boy. What do you think? Immediately hearing this theme tune just brings me back. Look at the animation. But they did that by hand. There's his box. Now that I'm looking back at it, it's so obvious the puppeteer is in the box underneath. I guess I probably kind of knew that as a kid. Look at these poor actors lepping about the place.
You should be holding it by the skin, not the fat edge.
Oh really? You mean like this?
Yes, because it's easier to hit the ball.
Easier, do you know?
I'm sure it does.
Ugh, I hate that my adult brain does this to kids' TV shows. I do recall the presenters and the puppeteer not having much singing or dancing attributes. That's not important though. Go on, Marion and Frank. And that's enough of that. Bosco, it was a brilliant show. It was a bit mad, as all kids' TV shows should be. I also watched Sesame Street as a kid, and I already know the production values are slightly better than Bosco. Like, slightly. It actually used to annoy me when you counted all the time. Look, it's shot like a real TV show.
Here comes someone now.
Oh, hi there. Could you take me up to the...
Kermit, you're such a classy act.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
I am the new elevator operator.
I mean, from Bosco the hand puppet to these elaborate puppeteers, you can't compare, but
could you take me up to
it's not to say one is worse than the other. I think they both have a special place in my heart. Oh Jesus, he's counting again.
4 floors. 5.
I always remember being able to count faster than the count. And I was like, just get to 10. Anyway, Sesame Street, we all know it, we all love it. Sesame Street. Wow, you really want to be in the video today. Okay, here's Chewie. I mean, you get on camera and you don't do anything. The Den was a 2-camera piece with puppets. Are you seeing a theme here? And I'm told Captain Kangaroo had a similar vibe. The Den spawned a bunch of different double acts in the form of puppets. There was Zig and Zag, who went on to English television. They made it. And there was Podge and Rog, and then there was Dustin the Turkey.
Good afternoon, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody else who may be watching on this Tuesday afternoon.
The puppets always kind of took the piss, which was kind of cool. And it catered to a slightly older child. I remember thinking Ray Darcy was kind of cute when I was a kid. You can't tell because his face is so pixelated, but yeah. Oh, I just remembered something. I got a birthday shout out on the Den. They used to have a segment where they showed your picture.
Yeah, and sometimes on
Yeah,
he says,
claim to fame.
Tuesday, welcome along.
The simplicity of it is cool. It literally was a 1-camera setup, and they just waffled at the camera uncut for like an hour or two every afternoon. Now, Captain Kangaroo, I'm coming in completely cold. I have not heard of this show.
Good morning, Captain.
Already
Good morning.
They've
Captain.
definitely spent more on production
morning.
than the Den.
Good morning, Captain. Come on out and play.
Is there anything like a kids' TV show jingle? They're just brilliant.
You do? Yeah, well, tell me.
Two cameras.
Accordion.
No, no, no!
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm gonna guess that's a recurring joke. Ah yeah, this is good crack though. I mean, I get it. The puppet is always the funny character and the presenter is always the stooge. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, you should definitely check out Sharoof, John Sharpson's channel. Oh, I like that. I bet I could have gotten on board with that as a kid. We didn't have it here though. The Late Late Show, I've mentioned it before. But once a year, this adult talk show turned into a television show for children. The presenter always went wild and had a laugh and got to play with toys, and they'd bring kids into the studio and they'd perform and they'd do their best Irish dancing or their little song, and generally there'd just be wildness. It was great fun. And I couldn't find anything that exactly fit into this. Virtually every show had a Christmas special, but not one where the adult show became a kids' TV show. I did find a Letterman show that's along the same themes, so we'll check that out. The anticipation you feel every Christmas when the show becomes a toy show is just unreal. It's kind of like magical. Tupperty, the guy presenting this particular one, has always had quite a young energy. My favourite toy show presenter was Gay Byrne, and nobody will ever live up to Gay Byrne, but Tupperty does a very nice job. There was a fella in the middle, but let's not talk about him.
It's just been amazing, so it has, yeah.
The kids are always so nervous when they go on, it's adorable. This segment with the bikes has been on this television show for well over 15 years and they still get it wrong every year. I don't know, maybe they just let the kids crash and stuff, it's just funnier. I remember one year a kid flipped. I can't find it on YouTube though. Yeah, he got stuck.
Good boy. Big round of applause.
Anyway, that's the toy show and it's brilliant. A ticket to the Late Late Toy Show is harder to get than €1,000,000. You can work in RTE, but it's nigh on impossible to get a ticket to the toy show. Maybe one day it'll be my year and I'll get to go. And we all have to have dreams. And sometimes people never reach their dreams. I just want to go to the toy show. So this segment is called Summer Toys on David Letterman, and they review the toys in the same way.
This is very cool. You're gonna like him. So he responds,
except it's not a kid with him. That's,
so you're gonna tap
it should
his
be a
head and
kid.
give him a command.
The thing I like about the toy show is that it's the adult who comes off looking silly, not the kid. So that's cool. Yeah, he's messing around with the toys as well. Again, the toys never work when they want them to work for the show, but that's the crack, isn't it? You kind of want these things to go a little bit wrong. It's not really fun if they go perfectly. That's a cool toy.
Point it that direction.
Ooh, water. Why is that so exciting? It's just water. Anyway, very cool. I totally want to play with all those things. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, get on to James Corden or Jimmy Kimmel and get them to get kids on the show. Next up, I'm going to compare a kids' TV show where the animation was put into the human world, and I'm going to be looking at Roy and Lizzie McGuire. Thumbs me up if you think I'm doing a good job. Okay, so Roy was, I think, a critically acclaimed TV show in Ireland, but I never actually watched it. I do know that the acting was top range and very good. Let's check it out together. Aww, he's very cute. That's pretty great how they actually have the physical thing on the animation, I have to say. Oh, that's cool. It does look really good. That's all I'm going to say about that one. I loved Lizzie McGuire when I was a kid. I kind of felt I looked like her, and I absolutely didn't, because she's a babe and I was a mess. But I kind of think it's okay to be a mess when you're that age. I feel like if you go through an awkward stage, you'll come out of it. I remember hating the little brother. I found him so annoying.
We need to talk about this?
Britney Spears is
I
the one
always
who got
kind of
all
thought her parents were pretty sound.
developed, right?
Thank you.
I really don't want her going to school looking like
Aw,
that.
Britney back in the day.
Not a problem. I couldn't possibly look like Britney for at least 5 more years and like 5 million sit-ups. Get some food in you, and don't worry, you look so cute.
Just tell your mom you don't want to wear it. Like, that's okay. But that's what maturing is all about, and that's why we watch the television show, to learn these lessons. Next up, we're going to look at TV shows where adults just sit and talk to kids. So I'll be looking at School Around the Corner and Little Big Shots. The TV show would go to schools and pick out a bunch of kids and put them on the show and have the presenter talk to them. Unlike Little Big Shots, the kids weren't necessarily talented at something, though they did have a talent section where obviously the really, really good kids would do their Irish dancing and stuff. I loved the set. It was just a great set, wasn't it?
Can I be sure who's who?
They have name tags on.
Rebecca, Sarah. Did you change?
Twins love when you make that joke. I love
did.
stuff like this. It's so funny.
So you're Sarah. Are you sure you're Rebecca? You're certain
Finding
you're
the right
Sarah?
presenter
Okay,
for this
we'll go
type of
for
show
that.
is key, right?
Has mommy
Like,
ever
it
mixed
could
the
go
two
from
of you up?
funny and cute to creepy
Has
real
mommy
fast.
ever confused the two?
He's very good, to be fair.
Yes.
These do a little song. It's a bit like when you go to see the school play and you have to sit through all the other kids to get to your own niece or nephew, isn't it? They're all great though. This is much more up to date, so you can't compare like the cameras and stuff. Steve Harvey. So as I understand it, this show actually gets kids that have like become internet famous and stuff and brings them on and interviews them. So you Americans are great at getting professional children.
That's a special day for your father.
There's a fine line between cute and precocious. She is adorable, but maybe they're not also. What is that line? Let me know in comments if you know where that line is, because it's hard to say. She's like a little doll. That's 5 American TV shows and 5 Irish television shows. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and feel free to engage with one another in a respectful way. I'm going to say the Irish people are going to say the Irish and the Americans are going to say the American, but we'll see. Look, you're on. Somebody is desperately looking for my attention right now, and bye. Yes, you're on camera. Yes. And And frankly, you got there in the end, Diane. Oh, the school around the corner is just the same, even though the children play a different game. What are you doing? Look, there's the camera. You're on it, okay? Jeez.